Hi all, on today's episode of Parker's Reefs, we're going to visit my friend Sammi, who I like to call a Kessil Addict. Alright, a little while ago we did a review on Sammi's 7x3 mixed reef, and I must admit we missed quite a few things on the review. We didn't go through his sump and his filtration setup. We didn't look at his other tank, which has got some really cool things in it, and I must admit since then Sammi's added I think he added 4 of the brand new A360X Kessils, which gives him 3 generations of Kessils on the one tank. So why not touch base with him and see what's happening with his tank now.
Hey guys, Sammi here. Just doing a follow-up on the video that Parker's Reef did a few weeks ago, where we were just talking through my 7x3x2 mixed reef tank. I wanted to do a follow-up because I'm just about to set up some new A360Xs. So I just want to give a quick shout out to Arj from Addicted to Fish and to Kevin from Hurstville Aquariums for the hookup. I mean, these, from what I've seen, and the reviews I've seen, are incredible lights, so I'm super excited to put them on my tank. For those of you who saw my video last time, I'm running a number of different Kessils across my main tank, but I've also got a Frag tank that's got a further 3. So I think all in all I'll be running sort of, I think 8 or 9 or something like that Kessils in total. So yeah, pretty big Kessil fan, probably a little bit addicted in fact. But yeah, today I just wanted to go through a little bit of equipment that I'm using as well, and just give you guys a little bit of a rundown, as I know there were a few questions on the original video, just to see what I was using, and I'll give you a quick overview of what I find works and what doesn't, in case that might be of use to you guys as well. Let's get started. All right guys, so one of the things we didn't do last time, we didn't go through too much detail about kind of the sump and what I'm running in there, so I just wanted to take you guys through it. In terms of in the tank, running 4 MP40s in total, so I've got one up the side there, one at the back, which you possibly hopefully can see. 2 tons, I forget the model, I apologise, I should know that. But again, you know, another MP40 at the top there, and then one at the back up there as well. So just giving variable flow throughout. Down below, running quite a lot of different equipment. So I've got some Komodo dosers just for doing a mixture of calcium, magnesium, NOPOX, some amino acids in there, so running a little bit of that. We've got a Aqua UV, twist 55 watt, I want to say, it might be 57. I'm sure someone correct me. Running that, I actually just changed the bulb recently on that. Was getting a little bit of algae growth, but that I tend to find whenever I change the bulb does a really good job of taking that back. I'm running a liter meter, so for any of you guys, if you're in the US watching this, American brand does an excellent unit where effectively I'm running automatic water changes. So I've got this white piping that goes underneath the floor out to an IBC. And that's changing about, I think it's about 15 litres a day for me. At the moment, you can up that. I run it quite low just because I'm closer to kind of using a Triton method than anything else. But it's you know, it's there as a great redundancy, as a backup, and it's doing a really good job for me. So I have a litre meter, this is the main unit that pumps water into this tank. I have a second pump that then takes it out from this tank into my Frag tank. And then I have a third pump that takes it out from the Frag tank into waste. So a really good unit. I know Parker's Reef's done a couple of videos on them, if anyone's interested in seeing a little bit more about that. But fantastic unit, great value for money if anyone is ever considering that. In terms of pumps, I'm running a Mantis 6,000 litre DC pump, controllable, and the ability to have variable flow on that, which is an excellent pump. Had that running for about 8 months. Great value for money. I actually really like those pumps. I'm thinking of getting one as my second. My second pump at the moment is a NIOS, so it's a bit messy down here, but a NIOS 5.0 pump. So all in, changing about 11,000 litres of water an hour. Got a couple of Eheim pumps in there. One's taking on the Aqua UV, one's taking on a chiller, which is kind of kind of sticking behind there a little bit. I'm running a KH Guardian, which is a brand from Taiwan, which effectively, for those of you who've never come across it, will actually test your alkalinity as often as you'd like it to, and will actually dose according to what the needs of the tank are, based on your set alkalinity you'd like to run. Great little unit, can be complicated, but fantastic unit. If you guys need me to do, or Sam to do a video on that, happy to try and give you guys some feedback as to some of the things to look out for. But yeah, fantastic unit. I use that for all of my alkalinity purposes, and does a fantastic job of keeping things really, really stable, which is obviously crucial for the SPS side of things. Wouldn't be complete without running a H380. Absolutely love this unit. I've got a ridiculous amount of Cheeto in here. So when I was designing the tank, this is a custom tank, I was always going to get a room for a huge fuse. I've got a huge amount of pods in here, huge growth. This really helps keep the nutrients down, and it's kind of my primary source to actually support nitrate and phosphate and things of that nature. So it's pulling out a lot in there, growing really, really well. Actually need to harvest that. It's probably too much in there at the moment, so that'll be a job probably for tomorrow at this rate. And then I'm running a 250 Supermarine Royal exclusive skimmer, pretty beastie, probably rated a little bit higher than what this tank needs, but it does a fantastic job of pulling stuff out, so couldn't be happy with that. And then I'm running a little bit of carbon and GFO as well in there, just again, just to support some of that nutrient export. In terms of foods and things of that nature, so I use a mixture of Vitalis, which are a fantastic brand. I think they're UK owned. Anemone pellets, marine grazer, the tangs absolutely love that. Along with some marine flakes, pretty standard Reef roids when for kind of all the zoas and things of that nature. And then some Spectra Pure pellets as well. Naturally, I'll feed Mysis and Artemia from time to time as well, just to keep things ticking along. In terms of trace elements, I'm using a brand called Reef Essentials, which is an Australian brand, but they're really big in this market. Using their trace ABC, and then I'm also using what's known as their black label. This is quite a new thing for me, but they've got chroma, I think that's energy, and vibrance as well. So yeah, we'll be looking to do a short update video on those three as well over the coming weeks. But from the feedback I've seen, they're phenomenal things in terms of coloration and growth for corals. So really, really excited to be trying them out, and yeah, we'll definitely give some feedback as to how they are. So this is my second tank. As you can see, I'm actually running 3 Kessil lights on this one. So similar to the other tank, running a lot of Kessils in this system overall. So on this tank, we've got 2 of the 360 Tuna Blues, the older ones obviously, and we're actually using 1 of the narrow ones as well, so a little bit different. As you can see, pretty basic setup. It's quite a new tank actually, it's only been running a couple of months. This tank is a mixture of a number of different interesting things actually. There's some really interesting hermit crabs, we've got a couple of clownfish in there, we've got a little boxfish, spotted boxfish, as we'll zoom in a second on, and you can actually see maybe in the background you see an ebony angel as well kicking about down the bottom there. But yeah, there's a lot of different hermit crabs. This is predominantly used as my frag tank, and whenever any corals have any sickness or issues, I try and chuck them in here, see if I can bring them back to life. You probably see if I zoom in, you can see one of my hermit crabs, a white spotted hermit crab. He actually molted. He's a big dude. You can actually probably see him just in the background there, just flicking up. Really cool guy. One of my favorite animals that I actually have in the whole system. He's been with me for a little bit of time now. Changes shells a hell of a lot. Can hand feed him. He knows when it's feeding time. He runs out and gives me some signs that he wants to get fed. I'll share some photos of times I've caught him. Got a super cool little dude here, little spotted boxfish. Excuse the scratches on the glass, a bit of an older tank this one, but it's predominantly a frag tank. So you can see he just whizzes up and down. Really cool guy. He's grown a little bit. I've had him for a few months. Got to be wary of these guys. They can be poisonous to the tank for any of you guys who don't know. So just got to be mindful of
if they die and if they get majorly stressed, they can potentially poison. So yeah, just got to be a little bit careful with them. Typically running carbon's a good thing to do with those guys as well. So really simple setup. This will get better, this tank. It's only 3 months in, so we started off with dry dead base rocks, so naturally we're going to get a little bit of algae and everything like that before we get the good stuff from coralline algae and all that. I'll just do a quick flick over the top just so you can see some of the different frags. Nothing too rare or major in here, just a little bit of variety, and they're growing out quite nicely. Secure sunrises, fire and ice, little things like that. Yeah, just at the moment, just getting my way around this tank. I didn't want to put anything too kind of majorly rare or expensive in here. Just wanted to sort of get it ticking along, get some of the frags growing nicely. You can actually see some of them are overspilling, which is kind of cool. So you know, it shows that it is working. Down below, just very quickly, similar to the other tank, running a Frugium. Pretty simple setup, this tank, to be totally honest with you. So running a Deltec skimmer, just a simple eBay light with a Kessil hang on, just to keep that ticking over. All right, guys. So took me a little bit of time to mount these guys because I've got a custom built unit. So just trying to hide all the wires and everything like that. I mean, look, first impressions are this is an absolute step up. The colors on some of the Zoas are just on another level. I mean, you know, complete honesty, I was looking at some Hydra 52s just because I saw the colors really popped on a good friend of mine's tank. And, you know, I just felt like, you know, maybe I needed to mix things up and have the Kessils for some shimmer and things of that nature. But I did have a look at the Hurstville Aquarium. They got an incredible light on one of their tanks on a number of different Lobos and Acans, and I thought, you know what, let's give these guys a go, because I think you know, I've always been a massive Kessil fan, and I can kind of run things really well. I like the way they put them together. They last for years. You know, I tend to service mine, give a quick clean and everything once a year, just to kind of get all the dust off and things of that nature. So yeah, so far, you know, hugely impressed. The shimmer here is kind of what you come to expect with Kessil. But I think what the big difference is just the fact that the colors just pop just that another level. It's just remarkable to see how different actually my tank looks. It's you know, I'm really happy so far with them. Yeah, it's going to take me a little bit of time to dial them in and to kind of get the right settings for me, as I've got you know, as you guys saw, a little bit of a mixed reef, so I want to be mindful about the SPS and the change of light. So I've probably got them around 50% at the moment as a max intensity. Yeah, let's get up and have a quick look at how it all kind of looks. So apologies for the video. The blue's gonna dominate a little bit here. It's about 6 p.m. Australia time at the moment, so it's a little bit later in the day. So as you guys can kind of see, the shimmer's always there. It looks incredible. I'll make sure I put some photos up that give a more accurate representation of the actual tank in terms of how it's all looking. But yeah, really happy so far with how it's come out. As you guys can probably see, pretty Zoa heavy. A little bit of morphs in there. I'll go through the fish in a minute. Some pallies, cataphilias. Moving up, got some of the SPS. You can't see that blue SPS. Some of the acro at the top. Purple pocky up there. There's a little bird's nest if I go around the side. A little bird's nest kind of kicking about, and a few frags at the back there. Yeah, I'll make sure I take some photos, and we'll edit the photos in just so you can get a more accurate representation of how they look. But yeah, super happy. I'll see if I can zoom in so you can see the two-tone on that. I'm not sure if you can. But we can see, yeah, lots of SPS, really starting to get into the SPS and getting some really good colors and growth, so really happy with that. But you know, I've always kind of been a big Zoa fan, so you can see down here got some eagle eyes, some fire and ice. What else we got? Scrambled eggs, orange mandarins, Secure Sunrise Bam Bams, Art of Chaos, Sunny D's, etc. So yeah, a pretty big variety. Little Hammer Garden in there. And yeah, coming around Duncan's, you know, one of my first ever corals 6 years ago, Singularia. And then again, I got a little bit of SPS at the top here. Color's not really coming through, so again, apologies. Samsung S9 camera. I think they've changed the settings there. But yeah, we can see overall, really happy with how it's all going so far. Fish seem to be pretty happy, as they always are, looking for food. But yeah, really happy with the Kessils. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've got any questions or anything like that, happy to field them. And yeah, I'll do a quick update if anyone's interested in a few weeks' time, see how these lights get on. Cheers, guys. Take care.